Hey, well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Friday Lunch and Learn sponsored by the Do Space. My name is Julie, and I'll be your facilitator this afternoon. After an exciting series of Microsoft Excel, we are going to move into Gmail in the Google Drive today. So if you do have any questions, I have the chat open over here on another monitor. Or if you have questions at a later date, feel free to email me at jdospace@gmail.com. So if you don't have a Gmail account, what you'll need to do, let me go ahead and pull my Gmail up here. There we go. Come here. Where are you? Oh, there it is. If you don't have a Gmail account, what you'll want to do is just go to, you can Google or Yahoo or search somehow for Gmail. It will allow you to create a free Gmail account. Now, before I get started, I do want to talk a little bit about Gmail accounts and how they work. With every Gmail account that you have, you get 15 gigabytes of free storage. So you can back things up. You can utilize their Google Drive, that you can utilize their tools, which we'll be looking at today. You can have multiple Gmail accounts. With your Gmail accounts, for instance, I have 4 different Gmail accounts that I use on a regular basis. With those Gmail accounts, I have 15 gigabytes of storage for 3 of them, and then more for one, just due to the institution that it is with. However, what you need to keep in mind is that if you upload something to the Google Drive, to the cloud, in one of your Gmail accounts, it's not going to share to the others. So if you're used to your iPhone, your iPad, those sorts of things, when you save to the iCloud, you can have it all go up to one storage. With the Google Drive, if you want it on multiple drives, you would have to upload it to each drive. So just to let you know that. When you initially log into your Gmail account, this is what you're going to see. And I've got a little bit of some email here that I need to clean up, and I actually saved that on purpose so that we could do it together today. When you first log in, this is the screen that you are going to see. Now, obviously, I have modified mine a little bit, but on the left-hand side, you're going to see your inbox. All right. And it says on my inbox that I have 21 unread messages. Now, many of those unread messages are messages that I sent to various participants, maybe to Accelerate, maybe to the Lunch and Learn. And the reason that I sent it to myself is because I simply did a blind carbon copy for the participants, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. So those are more than likely a lot of the ones that I have not read. Anything that is starred, you can go in and you can star an email. I star emails that I want to be able to find very quickly, perhaps reservations, plane reservations, hotel reservations, things like that, so that I can locate them quickly. You also have a snooze. So if you get an email, and I'll show you how to use this, but if you get an email and you say, okay, I'm going into a meeting, or I can't deal with this right now, you could snooze it for, excuse me, a couple of hours if you would like, and then it will pop back up, and we'll snooze one to populate within the hour here. And then your sent email, that's just a folder or a box with everything that you have sent that is in there. Any drafts that you might have, so any emails that you started and ended up not sending, or if you started to write an email and walked away from your computer, it would go into the drafts. You can see that I don't have any. You can designate something as important. You can chat if you would like to. So if you know another Gmail user, you can, rather than emailing back and forth, you can certainly do a chat. You have a scheduled send. A scheduled send, and I'll show you again how to do this, is something like we're going into Friday afternoon, right? So people are, it's been a long week. We've been through a blizzard, and it's not very nice out today. But it seems like that blizzard was longer ago than this week. Maybe it has just been a long week for me. At any rate, you can chat with folks, or you can I'm chat. So let's move down the schedule so I know what I'm talking about. If I go to write an email this afternoon, which I more than likely will, I will not schedule that to send until Monday morning. Now, why do I do that? Like I said, people are tired. I don't want it going to their inbox and then sitting there all weekend and letting everything pile up. If I schedule it to send on Monday morning, it will be on the top of their inbox. So that's just my thinking. You don't necessarily have to do that. I also don't want to burden people on a Friday afternoon with, another thing to do or something that they need to think about. All mail. So regardless of whether you've started, snoozed it, put it in the trash, you will see all mail. Spam. Spam is, I'll go ahead and click on my spam folder. Let's see what we have in there. I might have, hey, hooray, no spam. Interestingly enough, and not with this account, but with another Gmail account, I received an email yesterday from a coworker, just saying good job on a presentation. And I looked at it on my phone. And then when I came to my computer to reply to it, to tell him thank you, I couldn't find it. It was nowhere to be found. I thought, well, maybe I accidentally deleted it. Wasn't there. I finally clicked in my spam folder, and it was in my spam folder, which I found very interesting because the email was sent from within the same organization. So if you can't find something, if you can't find an email from somebody and you call their 800 number, the first thing they're going to tell you is to check your spam folder, which I always laugh about because I've never had anything go to my spam folder except for real spam until yesterday. So spam is a real thing. And then your trash. Your trash. So I don't have any there, but I will delete some things here today so I can show you that. Your trash will sit there for, I believe it's 30 days. I know it is with Outlook. It says it right on my screen. Messages that have been in the trash more than 30 days will automatically be deleted. So you can you can delete these on your own. Oh, I don't know why I'm yawning. And then, or you can put them into the trash, and once they've sat there for 30 days, they will automatically delete. Okay. Then down below, these are labels. Labels are the same thing as folders. These are just some folders that I have created, that I have put my stuff into so that I always have it. I especially with working for or being a contractor for the DoSpace, I tend not to throw anything away, but sometimes I do want to clean up my inbox a little bit. So I just create, like you can see down here, December 13th, 2024. We'll create a folder today entitled March 7th, 2025. And we'll move the inbox into a folder and talk about how to move that stuff around. What happened to my chat? Again, if you have any questions or if there's something specific that you want me to discuss, don't hesitate to ask me. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go back to my inbox. Then you can search. So if I'm looking for something in particular, if you have a keyword, such as, let's just say trading, and I hit the enter key, you can see that what the Gmail does is it looks for the keywords in the subject of the email, and it also looks in the body of the email. So you can search for specific things. Now, obviously, training in my case it's probably going to be in just about every email, but you can certainly do that. So an easy way to find things. And then, if you're looking for a specific email that has an attachment or within the last day, some things like that, you can certainly look at your search that way. So let's just go ahead and go back to my inbox. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off by just composing an email. So when I click on compose, it's going to give me a new email. And I'm just going to send this to a friend of mine. If you have been in my trainings before, you know that I use my friend to send things to. I could also send them to myself, I suppose, but that's all right. So if I say to, and you can put in the to as many people as you would like to. So if I have more people that I want to send this particular email to, you can put as many people as you want to. If you have a group, you can type in the group name, and it will you have to go in and create the group in your contacts. And if we have enough time today, we'll go ahead and do that. But so I could type in like family, and it would, send an email to all of my family members if I had those contacts in. Then once you have that set, you could come over here and you can carbon copy people. So if you are sending something to someone and you want someone else to be aware of the fact that, hey, this was done or this was sent, you can carbon copy them, you can CC them. Doesn't necessarily mean that they have to deal with the email, but they have, at least they're cognizant that it took place. If you blind carbon copy, so the BCC is over here. Let me go ahead and click on that. There's a couple of reasons that you would want to use or 3 reasons that I can think of that you would want to blind carbon copy folks. The first reason might be, let's just go back to our last scenario of carbon copying somebody. If you are working on a project and maybe somebody is procrastinating, they're not participating like they should. So you're communicating with them, but if you want to send them an email, but you don't want that particular person to know that you have copied another person, your manager, whatever the case may be, you could put in a BCC, a blind carbon copy, and it would, the person receiving the email would not know that the other person received a copy of it. So that's one reason why you might want to use it. Another reason that you might not want to use it, or might want to use it, excuse me, is if you have a list of emails. For example, and this is a real life scenario, I belong to an organization I belong to an organization as a volunteer, and the person that was sharing information with us, the secretary, was putting in a CC, I think, or maybe everybody was just in the to. At any rate, what was happening, there were well over 100 emails in there. What that person was doing was sharing personal information with other people that they did not have permission to share. All right. So and so if you're going to do that, if you have given your email address to someone in faith that it is not public knowledge, you want to make sure and you use your blind carbon copy. I'm just looking through the list here. If any of you have received emails from me, regardless of whether it was for Accelerate or maybe the Lunch and Learn, I always blind carbon copy folks so that I'm not sharing emails that people have shared with me in confidence, that I'm not sharing that information out with other people. The other reason to use the blind carbon copy You know, a lot of people say, well, I don't understand why there's a BCC in there. What difference does it make if we know who got the email? The BCC, I mean, I'm sure you might have raised your hand here. How many of you have been on an email and somebody sends something out and then you get 12 people responding saying thank you, but it goes to your inbox as well because they clicked on reply to all. That is annoys me because I don't need anything else in my inbox in any of my emails than that I already have. So I certainly don't need a thank you. So if you blank carbon copy people, not only will they not see who got the email or share information, but if you click on reply or even reply all, the email is only going back to the person that wrote the email, the person that initiated the email. So that is your blind carbon copy. Your subject. So I'm going to be, I'm just going to say lunch and learn. So with your subjects, you want to be very, very specific. Because if you're sending an email to someone and there's no subject or the subject is not real clear, and they're not sure about your email address because they're not familiar with your email address. And these are things you want to be leery about, folks. If you get an email from someone and you're not sure who it is, or you're not sure that it's legitimate, you know, if you open it up, is it going to impact your PC? Are they phishing? Is it going to download a virus to your machine? So you need to be a little bit suspicious of that. I know various corporations that will send out an email and see who will actually open it up and look at it without thinking about that. I know that people in some organizations that if they do open it up, an email goes back to IT or whoever sent it out, and that person is then signed up for training on phishing or email etiquette or whatever they're looking for there. So something that you kind of want to be careful with. If you're not familiar with the email address or the subject does not look like it is a valid email to you, don't open it. Just like, you know, there's so many scams going on right now. Your phone, as a matter of fact, I haven't had too many spam phone calls this week, but you know, so many people calling you about you haven't paid your taxes in the last 7 years and we're going to help you out, or you know, you're $80,000 in debt, or whatever the case may be. You know, how can we help you with your Medicare? I'm not even on Medicare. What are you calling me for? Things like that. So with the email, you need to be careful as well. My husband got into that with an email, and somebody, I don't know how they got into his email, and I don't know why they would want into his email, because literally the only thing in his email is things about Major League Baseball and recipes. And those are really the only two things that he has in his email. But someone literally hacked into his email and changed the email so that it would not go into his email, his inbox, and it would forward to them. And it took a long time to figure that out. And after we finally figured it out, it happened again. So we knew how to fix it, but it was somewhere in this area. It was kind of odd because we know people like right up the street that got hacked, and it was the same scenario. So be very, very careful about opening emails that you are suspicious of. I just delete them. Just click on delete, put them in the trash, call it a day. All right, so then down in the body, the text of your email, depending on what you want to do, you can make this be very colorful if you want to. You have all kinds of tools down here that you can utilize. I typically don't tend to tend to fluff things up, but I was doing some training just yesterday with not Gmail, but Outlook. And there were probably 50% of the participants said, oh yes, I definitely use those tools to emphasize things in my email. So it's completely up to you. So I'm just going to, I do have mine set to a specific font size and color. So I guess I'm a little bit colorful there. I wanted to remind, whoops, the and I have no idea what the last day to order Girl Scout cookies is. I'll just say March 15th. See, it had a couple of things underlined there. I ignored one. And I did type in reminder, which I didn't mean to, but if it underlines something, it's saying, hey, you know, we think that there's a grammatical error there. Excuse me. If you spell something wrong, I'll just take the O out. It's going to underline it. If you click on it, it's going to say, hey, maybe this is what you meant. So kind of nice. And then I'm just going to say, yep, best regards. Okay. So how did I do that? I went in, I have mine set to Georgia. I have it set to a large font size. I also, where's the color? Here's the color. I also have my text color set to blue, my black background color, that was easy for me to say, set to white. But let's say that I want to emphasize the March 15th. So I can highlight that, and I'm just going to come down. I'm going to come down to the A, and I've got my background color and I have my text color. So I highlighted March 15th. I went to my background color and I told it to be yellow. I can change it to another color if I want to. Maybe I want it to be green. Whoops, I didn't highlight it though. So you can highlight things if you want to. There's lots of different things that you can do down here. You know, you have boldface, italic, underline. You can center, you can align left, center, align right. You can create lists. We have oh, what did I just do? Uh-oh, where did my email go? Thank goodness for drafts. um, yeah, sure, that's fine. Mint. And I don't know what type of cookies they're selling this year. I don't think we ordered any. I think we still have some in the freezer from last year or the year before, one of the two. Okay, so if you create a list, then you can come down here and you can number those if you want to. You can put a bullet on them if you would like to. So just some different things that you can look at. So we'll put those in. If you want to attach a file, this is the paperclip is just clicking on it is the universal symbol for attachments. Let's see. We'll just grab a picture of blue. And there's an attachment. So you can attach files if you would like to. You can insert links if you would like to. This is pretty handy. So the text will just say, I don't know. I don't know if the Girl Scout cookies even has a link. I'll see if I can find one real quick. Oh, you can buy Girl Scout cookies online. Learn something new all the time. So I just did a copy and paste, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it. So now you can see that this is a link. If I click on it, it's going to open up the website for the Girl Scout cookies. And here it is. Oh, the peanut butter. Those are good cookies. So here's all the different types of cookies that they have. Find cookies. All right, so let me go ahead and close that. I just want to show you that you can insert a link in there. We'll go back to Gmail. Oh, you must have closed it. Hang on, give me a second. Sorry, I'm looking away from you. I'm looking at another monitor over here. There we go. Okay, now where is our drafts? Thank goodness for drafts. We've utilized that twice today in the last 30 minutes. So you also, so I put in the link. You can also go in, and if you're an emoji person, which I'm not a big emoji person, but some people are, you can go in and you can put in, different emojis. Here's different people if you want to wave. That kind of, it's going to insert wherever your cursor was. So my cursor was just below the hello. Let's see if, let me put my cursor down below. We'll go back to the emojis. Let's see if we can find a cookie. Whoops. So there's a cookie. Kind of small, but you've got all of your emojis. You can insert files from your Google Drive if you would like to. So I have some stuff in the Google Drive. So if I want to, I can insert a couple of pictures. So now I have an attachment with Blue. I have a link to Bailey and a link to Brooklyn. What's the next one? You can insert a picture if you want to. So here's some different pictures. We'll just go with the Gerber daisies. Click on insert. I kind of got away from my theme, haven't I? We've got cookies, flowers, dogs, kind of all over the place here, but that's all right. So those are the basic, those are the tools that you can use. So you can really, if you want to spend a lot of time, I mean, if you're doing something like maybe you're inviting people to a birthday party or a Christmas event, you've got a lot of different tools in here that you can create a fun little invitation if you would like to. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and I'm just going to click on send. And what it's doing is, because these are in my Google Drive, it's saying, okay, do you really want to share these pictures with this person? And if you do, can they view, can they comment, or can they edit the document? I'm just be able to let them view, so I'm going to click on send. All right. So let's go ahead and compose another one. see. We'll just say 25th. Let's see, when is May 25th? I need a calendar here. Calendar. Oh, there it is. Bar. Okay, so some things that I was talking about earlier is if I go to send this, I can schedule a send, and I can send it. It gives me March 8th, tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, Monday, March 10th at 8 a.m. Or I can pick a date. So since this is quite a ways away, let's see. I'm going to send it on May 19th. So I'm going to send it on May 19th, 1:36 in the afternoon is fine. So I'm just going to click on schedule send, and that will not send until May 19th. Now let's go back to my inbox. In my inbox, I'm just going to come down here. It looks like Josh sent me an email, and I am going to snooze. There it is. So good question. I'm just going to snooze this until I'll pick a time. Today. Okay, so now that should be in my snooze, then it is, and it will come back to my inbox at 12:45. Now the question is, where's the scheduled? The scheduled is in the scheduled folder. So if I change my mind, and I say, oh, I don't want to send it on May 19th, I can click on cancel send, and it's back in my drafts. I can just go ahead and send it now if I want to. So it is just going to sit in the scheduled send until it has sent. So you can go in and look at it anytime. Let me, I came down here to the send and I highlighted schedule send. Whoop, okay. Let me put somebody in there. Okay. Yeah, just click on schedule send and it will populate this window for you. Okay, so let's come down to labels. So I'm just going to click on the plus sign and I'm going to create a label that is called March 7th, 2025. And I can select specific emails that I want to go into this folder. Where did that folder, or this label, I should say. Where did that label go? Oh, it's right there. Okay. So I can move these in one at a time. Typically, if I don't use this email a lot, so it's pretty easy for me to find emails if I need them. Typically, you would you had a specific person, like I visit with Josh Davis quite a bit at the Do Space. I could create a label just for Josh and put all of the emails in there. But I'm going to take the easy way out, and I'm going to put them all in the March 7th folder. Let's say that I didn't want to do that, though. Let's say that I wanted to take some of these emails from this Stephen Perry, and David Tollett is the same, the TIPROS meeting, which is the Tulsa Young Professionals. I did a presentation for them last week, much like the Lunch and Learns. The Do Space must have given them my contact information, which is just fine. So what I'm going to do to make this easier, rather than going through this inbox, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to type in that I want all the emails from Stephen Perry. So here's all the emails from Stephen Perry. I'm going to come up, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm just going to call this TIPROS. Click on create. And I'm going to, rather than clicking on these one at a time, I'm going to come up and I'm going to click on this little check mark, and it will select all of them at one time. Okay. And then when I go to drag them into the TIPROS, I can just hover my mouse over one, click and drag, and you can see it says there's 29 conversations or 29 emails that were sent back and forth. And I can move those into the TIPROS. And when I go back to my inbox, those emails are no longer there. Okay. So if you want to move items from one, oh, that's going to go in there too. You can move one at a time. There we go. If you want to send emails, or put them in a specific folder, you can. Or you can do what I'm going to do right now, and you can select everything that's in your inbox. I guess it's only giving me 50. I've got 116, so I'm going to have to do this a couple of times. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drag them into March 7th. And we'll go up and select the next screen. It'll take the next 50 conversations. We'll take them to March 7th. And think, yep, we've got 16 more emails to go. You know what? There might have been more on another page from that Stephen Perry. Okay, so then I just cleared out my inbox. See. Okay, I haven't gotten to the Google Drive yet, so let's go ahead and talk real briefly about the Google Drive. We've got about 10 minutes left here, it looks like. To get to the Google Drive, first of all, what is the Google Drive? So many times I talk about cloud computing, and I get this, not so much anymore, but when the term cloud computing was first coined, you would get these really strange looks like, what are you talking about? What is cloud computing? And when you think about it, we've been cloud computing for years. It just wasn't called cloud computing. Cloud computing is the ability to store information in the cloud. And it gets confusing because you can't touch it, you can't smell it. Where is it? It's just like a cloud. It's out there somewhere. But the same way, that's the way that our email has operated for years. Our email, regardless of what email you have, was not housed on your PC. Maybe years and years and years ago it was. Years ago, you could decide, do you want all of your emails stored on your PC, or do you want them stored on a server somewhere in the world? So if you've been emailing for years, and this scenario analogy only backfired on me once when a gentleman in the audience raised his hand and said, I had to create an email last week to sign up for this class. But most people have been using some sort of email for quite some time. And so because the email doesn't reside on your computer, it resides someplace else, you could access it anywhere, anytime that you wanted to, which allowed us to, access our email anywhere, anytime that you wanted to. So years ago, when I wanted, when something was important to me that I didn't want to lose, if my hard drive crashed, or that I would want to be able to get a hold of that document, regardless of whether I was at home or traveling, I would email it to myself. That was my backup system. You would email maybe your resume, your cover letter, things that were important to you. You would email them to yourself so that you had them available to you. Now, these days, you have all different sorts of cloud computing options. The Google Drive is only one of them. You've probably, the Google Drive is one. Other cloud computing solutions are Dropbox, the OneDrive, iCloud. There's just all kinds of them. I can't think of the names of all of them right now, but there's several different solutions. And people will say, well, which solution should I use? That's up to you. Whatever you're more comfortable with. I'm definitely more comfortable with the Google Drive than I am the OneDrive, because I use the Google Drive every day for my full-time work. I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of cloud computing, but I use the Google Drive the most often. So how do you get to this? Where is it? See these 9 little dots over here? When I click on those 9 little dots, it gives me all of this information. My Google Drive, Translate, Contacts, these are all apps that you can utilize. All right. You can move these around. So if I don't want Translate to be on the top, I can move the calendar up here. So whatever is important to you, I'm going to go ahead and move my account up there too. Whatever's important to you, you can move these around. But let's just go to the Google Drive and see what it looks like. When I look at the Google Drive, I have all of these folders, and then I have some additional files down below. But what the Google Drive allows you to do is to come up here to New, and you can see that you can upload files, you can upload folders if you would like to. If you want to back things up, you can do a folder upload and just let it upload, go do something else on your computer, go to a movie, vacuum, whatever you want to. But you can multitask on the computer if you want to upload things very easily. You also have something called Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Forms, and then there's more down here: drawings, maps, sites, lots of great things. The Google Docs is a word processing option. The Google Sheets is a spreadsheet. The Google Slides is a presentation tool. The Google Forms is really cool, and I don't know if we have a Lunch and Learn coming up just for Google Forms, but that's something that I should probably put on the radar because we haven't done that in a while. The Google Forms is something that you can send out say a survey to people and ask them various questions. You can see the answers. Depending on the way that you set it up, you might be able to see the way that who's responded and who hasn't responded. But it will also, let's say that you ask a specific question. Were you satisfied with the Google training on March 7th, 2025? Yes or no? And what that's going to do is, as participants go in and complete the survey, it's going to not only give you that data, but it's going to create a graph for you. So if 10 people go in and respond to the survey, and 80% say yes and 20% say no, then you're going to get a pie chart with 80% saying yes and 20% saying no. So it builds a visual for you along with giving you that information. I just wanted to share that with you. If I go up to Google Docs, let's just go into Google Docs for a second. When I go into Google Docs, this is what it looks like. It doesn't have all of the bells and whistles that Microsoft Word does, but I'm going to show you something here. I'm just going to come down. I don't want any of those. All right. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to name my document. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in here training March 7th. All right. So I named my document. Now, what's going to happen is I don't need to worry about saving this, because as I type, watch, I'm pointing at my screen so that you can see it. Watch when I'm typing, watch what it does right here when it says save to drive. Now it says it's saving. So as you're working, whoops. As you're working, it's going to save automatically for you as long as you have internet access. Okay. If you don't have internet access, then it's not going to update for you. So everything that I do is being recorded. I can go in, I just updated or just increase the font size a little bit and change the color if I want to. We'll make this green. Ooh, no, we're not making that green. That's hard to look at. How about pink? There we go. So I can insert, and looking at these individual, the Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, those are separate. I'm just giving you a real brief overview of, let's grab one from, well, no, we've already done that. Let's insert image, search the web. So what it's doing is it's allowing us to do a Google search without going outside of the Google Doc. So I just came up here, clicked on cow. We'll just go out and grab any little cow here. Not any little cow. Looks like a big cow. So you can do a Google search from within Google Docs. It's recording everything that I'm doing. If I go to File and look at version history, see version history. Here's when I first started. I can back up to that time if I want to, but it's just a blank document, so I don't want to. The importance of this is that I'm going to, here in just a little bit, I'm going to share this with somebody else. And as I'm talking about this, I'll go ahead and do that because I see we are kind of running out of time. I'm going to go back. If I want to share this, I can share this with other people. So I will go ahead and share this with my friend. And what's going to happen is, again, I have to determine, can they be an editor, a viewer, or a commenter? I will give her editor rights at this point. And I'm just going to say, hi, Pat, join us if you can. I should have done this earlier, see if she popped in. I don't know what she's doing today, but we'll send it. So what's happening right here is it's sending her an email with the link to this page in it, and she will be able to come in and edit the document. Now, if someone is in the document, you will see their profile picture right up here. If they don't have a profile picture, you'll see their initials or an initial right here. So you'll know who's in the document. The document will also assign specific colors. So regardless of whether you shared this with one person or 20 people, it's going to assign each person a color. So see how my color is, I'm just going to hit the enter key here. My cursor is pink. So it has assigned me pink, the color pink. It might assign you blue and somebody else purple and somebody else brown, whatever the case may be. It's also recording everything that everybody does, so you'll know who added what to the document. The beauty of this is that when you go into the version history is that to see the version history, if something was deleted or something happened, the administrator or the owner of the document, in this case, me, could go back to a different time. For example, and this really happened, with the Google Sheets and the Google Slides, they all work the same way where you can share them out with other people. With that, you can you can also download information. And what I did was with a Google Sheet was that I downloaded the data and to send out a report, to create a report to send out. To make a long story short, I thought that I was working in the downloaded version. I was actually working in the live version, and I deleted 2 worksheets that were very, very important to a lot of other people at the institution. So I had to get a hold of the person, the administrator, so that she could go back and go to an earlier version. Fortunately, I did this about 5 o'clock in the morning, so there weren't a lot of people working, and it wasn't a big deal, but it can be very useful. Now, if you're done working, I can now, look what I can do now. I can come to File, and I can come down to Download. I can download it to Microsoft Word. It's going to download right here for me. I can open it up. And I know I've got about 90 seconds left. Bear with me. It's where are you going? Where are you going? There it is. So I have it in Word, and I also have it in the cloud. If I go in, pull this up, way too many things open. My point, I just kind of did a side by side here. That over there. Once you download, these two are not talking to each other anymore. Okay. All right. So if I add it to see what was on the other side, it's not going to go to my downloaded version. Or if I go in and I manipulate this picture, it's not going to manipulate the online version. So keep that in mind. So just kind of some fun things that you can play around with. Nope, I don't need to save this. Let's check real quick. I just want to see what we're doing next week before you leave me. Oh, I meant to click on calendar. That's the 7th. Moving on to the 14th. Oh, next week we're doing Microsoft Word. So in Microsoft Word, we're going to be talking about templates and doing some things like that. So we'll start off with some of the real basics, but then we're going to get into utilizing templates and the value of that. So with that, thank you for joining me today. It is always a pleasure. As always, a big shout out to the DoSpace for everything that they do for the greater Omaha area. Take care, folks. Have a great afternoon, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you.